So before that, let us move to the worksheet number 1 of this concept, that is level 1 problems of the worksheet 1. First question, electricity constituted by electric charges at rest. Charges at rest means electrostatics, static, okay, that is static electricity or static current. Let us say electricity constituted by electric charges at rest on the surface of a conductor is, what is that called as children? Something static. So positive electricity, negative electricity, current electricity or static electricity. I told you in the beginning it is a static electricity. Charges at rest is termed as static electricity. Charges in motion is called as your current electricity. So we are discussing the topic regarding the current electricity. Now moving to the next question. Electricity constituted by moving electric charges. Earlier what was static and here it is moving. At rest is static. Moving means current electricity. Hence the next option is current electricity. Moving charges, current electricity. Rest charges, static electricity. Next question. Central part of an atom is called. What is the central part of an atom is called as children? I told you. The central part of the atom is called as your nucleus. Central part of the atom is called as your nucleus. So where is that? The central part of the atom is called as your neutrons. So protons are present inside the nucleus, even neutrons are present inside the nucleus. That's it. Electrons are moving around the nucleus. Fourth, in an atom, particle having no charge. So electrons have negatively charged, protons have positively charged. Then what are neutral particles? Okay, neutrons are neutral particles. In an atom, particle having no charge is called as your neutrons. Clear? Well, moving to the next question. In an atom, particle having a positive charge is called. So, positive means protons. Positive charge means protons. Option B must be true. Okay. So, now moving to the next one. Sixth question. In an atom, particle having a negative charge is called as positive charge proton, neutral charge neutron, negative charge is electron. Hence, option C must be true. Now, the next question, substance whose atoms have more free electrons. So, more number of free electrons means negatively charged particles. Less number of free electrons or more number of positive charges means protons. So, moving to the next question, children, seventh one. Substances whose atoms have more free electrons. Children are called electrolytes, conductor, insulators and semiconductors. This sounds something new. One thing I need to tell you, children. If a substance having more number of free electrons, the electrons means there is a possibility of electrons to move from one place to the another place. So then the conduction happens. Conduction means conducting electricity. Okay. So, electrons can move from one place to another place is called the conductors will conduct electricity. They allow the charges to flow through. Insulators are the substances which does not allow the charges to flow through. Okay. Well, semiconductors means they allow the charges to flow through partially. Partial flow of charges, semiconductors. No flow of, does not allow any flow of charges, insulators. Will allow the flow of charges, this is conductors. Metals are good conductors because electricity can pass through the metals. Metal wires and all will be taking. Charges flow inside the conductors. And like a plastic, rubber and all if you consider, there is no flow of electricity in that. So, they are termed as your insulators. Semiconductors that we generally use in your small electronic gadgets, mobiles, laptops, computers. So, all the new equipments, they are using the semiconductor devices. They allow the partial flow of charges. Okay. So, now let us try to understand the question number 7. Substances whose atoms have more free electrons. Electrons means charges. Is called as conductors. Substances whose atoms have no free electrons, no charges, no free electrons, they are called as your insulators. Okay. Well, and the substance whose atoms have only few free electrons, few charges, allows the few charges means they are called as your semiconductors. Okay. Well, the 10th question, a neutral body has, what is meant by neutral body or uncharged body? Whenever a body consists of equal number of protons and equal number of electrons, then the body is said to be neutral. Okay. So, where is that? Both types of positive and negative, only positive, only negative, no charge at all. Equal number of positive and negative, neutral body having both. Okay, no charge, it doesn't exist. So, atom is there means some charges will be there, at least one will be there. Okay, hydrogen atom and all. So, both the types of positive and negative charges, equal number if they are present, they are said to be a neutral body. Now, the 11th question, a body gets positively charged by losing, always gains electrons and loses electrons. Only electrons are free to move. So, a body gets positively charged by losing electrons. Okay. So, now moving to the next question. A body gets negatively charged by gaining again electrons. Losing electrons positive charge, gaining electrons negative charge. So, option is gaining electrons. 13th one, if a charged body attracts another body, the charge on the other body must be attraction property. Is it negative, positive, 0 or maybe negative or maybe positive or 0? Only negative. Why? Why not positive? Negative attracts positive and positive attracts negative. So, attracts another body means it can be positive or it can be negative and it can be neutral also. We have the next topic, that is repulsion is the sure test, okay, for charging. But anyhow, 0, even neutral bodies also attracts. Okay. Well, 14th question, excess number of electrons leads to, more number of electrons means the body is said to be negatively charged. Okay. So, negatively charged body, excess number of electron leads to negatively charged body. Less number of electrons leads to positively charged body. B. Well, electric lines of force about negative point charges are. How are they electric lines of forces? They originate from positive charge and they move outwards the positive charge. Whereas, for negative charge, they end up at negative charge. They move inward the negative and end up the negative charge. Okay. So, in which direction? Radially. Radially means that this is a circular format is there. This is the radial. So, this is the direction of the radius. Okay, radially. This direction itself is called as a radially, not circular. They are not moving something like this. No, they are moving along the radius like this, like this, like this, but not inside children. Okay. So, in that case we say it as radially inwards into the negative charge. And now 17th one, if a glass rod is rubbed with silk, we discussed this. If a glass rod is rubbed with silk, what happens children? Electron starts moving from the glass rod to the silk cloth. So, silk gets negatively charged, glass rod becomes positively charged. Let us look. A glass rod rubbed with silk acquires a positive charge. What is the reason? Because electrons start moving from the glass rod into the silk cloth. Because electrons are removed from it. When electrons are removed from the substance, it acquires positively charged. The negative charge of an electron is, what is the charge, the magnitude of charge of an electron or proton? What is the value children? 1.6 into 10 power minus 19. And where is it? So, here goes your answer, 1.6 into 10 power minus power, it should be in the power, 10 power minus 19. So, we can correct that children. Well, the sign of charge on a proton is, proton generally have positive charge. So, option number B must be true. Well, the next question, the value of charge on a neutron, neutron is a neutral. So, no net charge on the neutron. So, what is that? 0. The value of charge on a neutron is 0. The sign of charge on a body which has gained electrons, more number of electrons means it acquires, it becomes negatively charged body. So, negatively charged means sign will be minus, negative. Next, The sign of charge on a body which has lost electrons. Lost electrons means become positively charged body. Hence, charge will be positive. Sign will be positive. And now, static electricity is constituted by electric charges. Static means, beginning we have already discussed, static means charges at rest. Current electricity means charges in motion. So, static means charges at rest. 24th, current electricity is constituted when the charges are in motion. So, motion word is not there, when the charges are flowing also means the same, flow. The flow of charges constitutes current electricity.